Guys, Elliot here for Worldwide Auctioneers, and I wanted to share with you one of my favorite cars from our upcoming Enthusiast auction right here in Auburn, Indiana at the end of April. This is the 1995 Ferrari 512M. And a lot of people might not have heard of that and think, well, that really looks like a Testarossa with funny wheels. And you'd be partially right. This is actually the final swan song of the Testarossa. See, the Testarossa came out in 1984, and by 1995, it was getting a bit long in the tooth. They had a couple of special versions, and this is one of them. Earlier in 1994, they had the 512 TR, which TR obviously stood for Testarossa. It was kind of an updated Testarossa, but it wasn't its final form. Its final form is this, the 512M, and the M stood for Modificata, which is Italian for modified, meaning this is kind of like the Z06, if you're a Corvette guy, of the Ferrari Testarossa. This is as good as it got, but it's also as rare as it got. They only made 501 examples of these for the whole world. So it's a really special car to have here for our Enthusiast auction. Let me show you some of the cool stuff that's not like a normal Testarossa on this 512M. Starting up front are some of the major changes from the standard Testarossa on the 512M, starting with a more aggressive front splitter, but more importantly, these fixed headlights. I know the icon of the 80s was known for its pop-up headlights, but this was the mid-90s. It was kind of going out of style, and these help the car be more aerodynamic, get better fuel mileage, and more importantly, go faster. It's also got nacelle scoops, which actually give it a more aggressive look on the front. Moving on to the 512M's most controversial feature are these multi-piece 5-star wheels. Now, traditionally, Ferraris have 5-star wheels, but these had a totally radical design, and some people didn't like them. So you could actually option your 512M with the 512 TR wheels, which is kind of odd. I think that's what sets these cars apart. Moving on to the side, the most iconic feature of any Testarossa are its glorious side strakes, a look that helped define the 80s. You were a cool guy if you had side strakes, and this car really does the best example of any version of side strakes. Now, moving to the rear, you'll notice it no longer says Testarossa. It actually says 512M. In fact, they really did not call this car a Testarossa at all. They kind of treated it as a completely different car, even though it's still based on the Testarossa. Under the hood, we have the iconic flat V12. Now that sounds confusing, but it is a flat V12. It actually has a boxer engine, but because of the firing order, it is still considered a 180-degree V12. Now in this case, this car makes 440 horsepower, and that's a lot today, but it was an insane amount in 1995, and it's just so cool to look at. This was the last of the flat 12 Ferraris. Now, moving on to the inside, of course, you have the iconic Ferrari interior, the prancing horse on the steering wheel. More importantly, the gated 5-speed manual. This thing is just absolutely beautiful through and through, and I love it. And while this car is an absolute beauty to look at, my more important question is, how does it drive? On the road in the Ferrari 512M, and if you've ever driven a Testarossa, you know these actually have great visibility, and that's what the 512M is. It's just the best version of the Testarossa, and unlike the Countach and the Diablo of the time, I can actually see out of the front and the back, which is a actually welcome change in the supercar community. And fascinatingly enough, this exact Ferrari was the first one of the 12-cylinder big cars to feature ABS. And it's interesting that they chose to debut the option of ABS on a car they only made 500 of. But that's not really the point of this car, is it? The point is to drive it. And as with most Italian cars, half of the experience is just the sound. So let's open this thing up a little bit. Listen to this flat 12. What a car. And the amazing part is this car is going up with no reserve as part of the Passport collection at our Enthusiast auction. I cannot believe that. This is an incredible car. What an incredible opportunity to own a certified blue chip classic Ferrari right here at Worldwide Auctioneers. What an experience.